What's up, Metaverse? This is AJ here, back with another video. I'm joined, of course, by Zero and Starwind, and we're kind of covering the news here today, Monday, May 31st. And besides the angry fucking rant of of the Horizon Forbidden West stuff, I think this is a little bit of a positive side for me. I think this is a plus. Peter Fabiano, no longer a producer, the head producer for Resident Evil on Capcom. Thank God.
Thank God. Oh,
This guy, he's good, right? But man, I think that, you know, he produced 3 in Village, which was his last 2 games, and I wonder how this came about, because he's going to Bungie, right? So this man gonna be working on Destiny now, because I don't think Bungie's working on anything else but Destiny. Am I wrong or am I right? I don't know. Is Bungie making anything else?
I think they're just focusing on Destiny at the moment. I haven't heard like any new big games from them at all.
Yeah. So this guy's gonna go work on Destiny. Okay. So here we go. He made a Twitter announcement, kind of just like thanking Capcom for the last 13 years and blah blah blah. Yeah, here we go. Eyes up, Guardian. He already knows he's gonna work on Destiny. So he left after 13 years with Capcom. He produced Resident Evil 7, 2, 3 remake, and Village. And now he's going on a Bungie. People are, I saw some like mixed reactions on Twitter. Some people like, hey, congratulations, blah blah blah, you will be missed. And then there were some people like, just retire.
Damn. Were you one of those people who texted him just retire?
I didn't text him just retire, but I thought just retire. I don't want him to take credit for Resident Evil 2. They didn't even put Resident Evil 2 here. They didn't even give him credit for Resident Evil 2 in this.
Not into do that.
I think he mostly was hands-on with 7, 3 remake and Village. I hope that this spells better things for the Resident Evil franchise in the future. I hope, and I also didn't realize all 4 of these games, 7, 2, 3, and Village, they're all different directors. There's no reason why they should all be different directors. Like, why isn't the guy who directed 2 directing everything? Because this guy clearly knows what he's doing. Peter Fabiano does not. I always see him in the press conferences for these things. And, he never really knows what to say. He kind of follows whatever the head Japanese dev is talking about. And then he more just sits there and asks some like questions. But yeah, I think this will be better for the Resident Evil franchise moving forward. As you can tell, I did not like Village like that in terms of it being an RE game. And I think that if they bring back the guys who worked on 2 to now helm everything else in the future, the franchise can only get better. Franchise can only get better. What about you, Starwin? You quiet there.
I feel like you're looking at this
A little bias right here.
Not biased, but you're giving this man way too much credit because he's only a producer.
Yeah.
So it's not like he has like major influence over the actual product. He's mainly the one like transferring money and like acquiring crew for the project itself. So it's not like he's working on it directly. It's the same thing with like movie producers. Like they don't actually work on the product themselves. Like they get everyone together.
They don't,
like,
but they do have like a
middleman.
say in like certain things, and they do have like a little bit of push, like if they want to get something done and whatnot.
Not really. But that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't really do anything for the series if he leaves. Like maybe he's taking a couple people with him that he knows that he's put onto projects, but I don't think it really spells anything major for the RE franchise. Now, if you're talking about like directors or something, I would understand. But he's just a producer. Like he's not really doing much. So he can go. It doesn't really faze me at all. I don't think he's really going to be doing much at Bungie there either. He's probably just going to be bringing select people with him as well.
Well,
it
fuck
doesn't
this
really
guy.
do anything. Yeah.
Either way, fuck this guy. Anyone who worked on Village shouldn't even be making another RE game ever again.
Jesus, man.
And whoever worked on the last hour of the game shouldn't be working on RE games ever again. And that includes Peter Fabiano. So if he's gonna be the long line of people leaving Capcom and RE, then so be it. I think Capcom is realizing also that young devs are the future, because Street Fighter is now being helmed by some young guys, and the franchise is finally getting revitalized. So come on, Capcom, like, start hiring some of your younger people. Start weeding out all that old.
It's gonna be hard for Capcom. Real
It
hard.
would be hard for Capcom, but you know they tried it with RE. I mean with Street Fighter, and it's proving successful. So maybe they'll start taking some strides. Whoever's working on Monster Hunter though, they could stay.
And then the DMC guy.
And the DMC guy,
He was
yeah,
pretty good. Yeah. So
which they brought him back from DMC 3 and 4. So
yes.
that's consistently had the same director. I don't understand why RE is changing directors every game.
Probably
And
because
it's
they're
Zero
pushing
something.
out games so often. They're probably trying to ease the workload for the directors.
Yeah, and also maybe the director has something that they're more passionate about and wanting to work on over at Capcom. And instead of pulling him away from that, they just bring in someone else.
Well,
I mean, that was the case with like number 2, but it was because the person didn't really have a sense of what was going on, and that's how come they brought in more people and different directors and just constantly kept moving things around. And why we got like so many different iterations of like Resident Evil, like Resident Evil 1.5 completely different to Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3.5 completely different from Resident Evil 4. I mean, we had 2 different scenarios for that one. But I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see how like those 2 final builds would have been coming out right there.
well, Capcom, start weeding some of them out, man. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say, man. Start weeding some of these bums out. Peace out, Peter Fabiano. You will not be missed. Sewer Gators.
Damn.
Unfortunately, I gotta be reminded of you in RE7. But yeah. That was just kind of something I thought we should talk about for a little bit. It was pretty interesting for me, I guess. It was a bias thing. So
Someone else left Capcom recently. It was Ono, right? That was last year.
Ono was the one for Street Fighter. Yeah, he was the one that left Capcom.
Okay, so we've had 2 names leave in the last.
He's
years?
also working for another company now. I forgot what company it was.
Yes.
He's working for someone else. But Ono sucked, man.
He really did.
Ono fucking sucked, bro. My God, I don't know. Like, he was head of marketing. He wasn't even like head of much, but he had like creative control.
He did.
But he mostly like helmed marketing and like what should be put in things, right? How things should be handled. He didn't necessarily direct the game, but he had way too much power for just being head of marketing. Like, he decided like what DLC fighters were getting added,
What characters to be in the games at launch?
yeah, how to like when they were gonna release the game and how they were gonna release it. Like, he was the one that left out story mode and arcade mode and all this shit and thought it should be an online only FGC experience. And I'm just like, bro,
Fans.
you did perfectly fine with Street Fighter 4. What happened? And then like he flubbed Cross Tekken really badly with that gem system and shit, and having the DLC already on the disc before it even came out.
I think they were just trying to like innovate more with like that gem system, but that was just a god awful thing. And yeah, the DLC was on the disc was really stupid of them.
You know, and then like it just he sucked. He fucking sucked. He was a good personality. He was a great personality.
I mean,
and
good personality doesn't transition to like good producer or anything like that.
No, it doesn't. But he also, you know, he handled like FGC events, and he was a good person that showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
kinda,
he
like,
have
spoke about
success with another Street Fighter game, and that's why they elevated him to such a high position?
Or yeah.
No, I think it was something before 4. I think he worked on something before 4, and then they put him on 4, and they were like, "Oh shit! Like, you revived the FGC," and then they just kept putting him higher and higher.
That's the thing. With when 4 came out, the FGC was dead.
Yeah.
No one gave a fuck about fighting games. And he brought fighting games back. When he helped make 4, Street Fighter 4 became the greatest fighting game of the time. And it, put a resurgence into the scene. And then other people started making fighting games. Mortal Kombat 9.
Mortal Kombat 9, Blaze Blue, then a bunch of other ones like Grand Blue as well.
Like everybody started.
Grand Blue wasn't.
No, that's
No,
like
Grand
later
Blue.
on, but I'm just saying like as
But
an
at the
example,
time-
like this is like this is what like bursted out through the scene, and this is what's like re-innovated like everything. I mean, even Tekken came back as well.
Yeah. Tekken Tag 2 was coming around that time, I think.
Yeah. No, it was Tekken 6.
Oh,
Tekken
well,
Tag 2 came out much later.
people realize that you can make money out of fighting games. Oh, he did MVC3. He helped with
That's
MVC3.
it.
That's what it was. And that game made fucking money.
Yeah, it did.
That game is still being played.
Yep.
That game is coming back from the grave as we speak. So, yeah, he between Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3, he really, really helped the fighting game community kind of grow again. So, but that shit gets to your head, I guess. And he made some really bad executive decisions with Street Fighter 5, and Capcom realized it, and Capcom was like, "Hey, bro, like, you suck. We can't have you anymore." So it's deuces. He's also really bad at like not translating, because I don't want to use the word translating because it's not about the way he speaks. It's the way of like explaining things, right? So he was talking about netcode. Like I remember the guy who made a mod for Street Fighter 5 netcode to be better on PC, and like he cease and desist it, and then promised that there was gonna be better netcode coming, and he never did it, ever. And it didn't take until he left for some decent netcode to be added to the game. So you can tell there's developers in there who want to do certain things that he just probably wasn't allowing anyone to do.
By putting their focus on something else.
Yeah, like Blanca. But yeah, that's the Capcom news for today. Peter Fabiano gone from Capcom, 13 years. Capcom weeding out some of their older guys.
I want to
So
say at
being
least
the team.
one nice thing about him before signing off.
You did a good job in that video getting, killed and stuff.
Damn.
Good shit. All right, but we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Later.